Hey. Okay, so y'all already know that anytime I bring y'all to my channel, I always got something to say. And either it's a wild ass story or it's like something that's very useful. Today, I'm giving y'all something that's very useful, and I really do hope that y'all take these words and apply them to your lives, or even just think about them, or just consider them. Because, like, if you did, I promise you your life would, like, literally make a little bit more sense, or just be a little bit easier to get through. I'm not sure whether or not you guys saw the video that I dropped in the beginning of this year, and by the I literally mean, like, the first episode I dropped this year. No New Year's resolutions. In that video, I said a couple things, and well, preserving my mental health. And preserving my mental health, I realized that the biggest thing for me to do was to shift my focus and like only stress about the things that I had the power to control. A lot of times I was stressing about things that I literally had no control over. And it's just like the second that you realize that you cannot, like, you literally just can't change the things that you don't have control over. So you can't allow yourself to stress about the things that you don't have control over, because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't have control over these things. What the entire fuck am I supposed to do to fix it? Like, I can't. There's nothing I can do. So if I literally sit here and I keep on stressing myself out about something that I cannot control, I'm literally going to lose my shit. So this being said, I want you all to like stop stressing about the things that you can't control, because it just don't make sense. And at the end of the day, the only thing you're gonna do is like destroy yourself over it. So what we not finna do is to continue to stress over things that we can't control. It's out of our hands. So this being said, things that you cannot control: weather, traffic, change, the past, the future, and other motherfuckers. You just can't. Simply because, first off, the weather people, you know it's their job to report the weather, right? You know they got 50,000,00111 tools to read the weather, predict the weather, understand the weather. And guess what? Sometimes they still be wrong. But do you see them stressing? No, because the weather came the fuck out the sky. Like, there's like, yeah, granted, we did all of this stuff to try to figure out what's going to happen, but I can't control what actually decides to come out the sky. Yo, dead ass though, weather people are literally the only people who can do their job wrong 60% of the time and still keep it. Okay, traffic. Granted, we know rush hour be like lunch hours, then from like 3 to 5 when people getting off work, but so it's just like naturally you will plan accordingly. Like, okay, if you know you going out, you got to be somewhere at 6 o'clock, but you know that like you live 30 minutes away, so technically you could leave out the house at 5:30, but you know, like, it's gonna be traffic at 5:30, so even though it only gonna take 30 minutes for me to get there, I'm gonna leave out the house maybe about like 45 to an hour in advance. So you always want to, like, when it comes to things that you can't control, you always want to like have that what if factor in the back of your mind. And you always want to be like, what is the most ridiculous thing that could mess this up? I mean, it might not happen, but what could happen? What exponential factor could just fuck this all up for me? Plan for it. Just plan for it. Okay, change. We can't we can't control change. The world is going to change around us. The only thing we can do is adapt to it. That's it. The past. The past is the past. It's the past. It already happened. How you gonna control it now? You should have did better controlling it back then when you was inside of the situation to begin with. But don't worry about that. I'm gonna teach you how to do that too. The future. It ain't get here yet. Yes, whatever I'm doing right now will directly affect the future. It will. But guess what? It's going to be some more shit in between that I don't got control over. So therefore, I can't technically control the future either. I mean, I can do things to make sure that the future can like be in the pathway of what I want it to be, but I can't directly say that me wearing this green shirt today was going to guarantee that like I got a booking or something. Like, it just don't work like that. It just don't work like that. It just don't. And then other people. And this the part that y'all really don't understand. You can't control another person for shit. You can't control what how another person thinks. You can't control how they feel. You can't control how they react. You can't control how they comprehend. You literally cannot control other people. So what y'all need to stop doing, y'all need to stop doing things a certain way for a certain motherfucker, because you could do something literally with the other person's best intentions in mind. Like, oh, they really gonna love it if I do this. But they might not really love it. That might be the worst thing that could ever happen. Now you sitting here like, damn, well, I done called out of work, drove to Kansas, spent $500,000 off of this flower that I thought you might like, and now you hate it? You can't control other people. So stop trying to do shit like with the idea that you can control how a person will think, feel, or react to the situation, because the fact of the matter is you never really can. Okay, now I done told y'all all the things that you cannot control, but what about the things that we can control? Because clearly I done said in the beginning of this video that me not focusing and stressing myself out about the things that I can't control, like, it helped me out a lot this year. So you're probably like, well, if you ain't worried about shit, how did that help you? Well, it did. It helped me a lot. You know why? Because I focused on the things that I can control. What can I control? I can control my attitude, my perspective, and my position. So what do I mean about that? My attitude. How do I feel about a situation? To be honest, like, it don't really matter. Like, it does matter. It matters a lot. Don't get me the fuck wrong. But how I feel about a direct situation does nothing for the situation. It doesn't. So I can control my attitude. I can change my perspective. I can control my perspective. I can look at something from like this side and everything can look real fucked up. But the second that I go from looking at the situation from like one view and get another one, I can see things a little bit differently. You know why? Put it like this, a fight. You see a fight from like bird's eye view, right? Only thing you see is all this. Yeah, you might see somebody get knocked over, but you really don't see nothing. Now, you see that same ass fight from like up close and personal at a sideways angle, then you like, damn, you seen the way they knocked the sense out of him? Like, she seen when she fucked up. She saw that punch coming to her. You can see the saliva coming out of bitch's mouth. Like, when you change your perspective, you can really see everything differently. Like, everything differently. Also, I can control my position. I can control whether the entire fuck or not I want to deal with a situation. And if I don't want to, I won't. That's it. So you can change your attitude. You can literally change your attitude and decide to change your perspective. When you change your perspective, you can get a clear sight of your position. And if you don't like your position, you can change it. That's it. Now, this finna be the part where I say, like, I'm done editing and this video is long enough. So stay tuned for part 2 because I still got gems to drop on y'all motherfuckers. But not right now.